What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and today we talking Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. Now, you guys know that this is one of my favorite devices year to year, but I just really want to be unbiased and share my thoughts because I never really got my long-term thoughts off. I did do hands-on unboxing, early first impressions, things of that nature on this device, but I never really got into an actual long-term type review. So that's what we doing right now. And this review is long-term, but it's not going to be a really long review. I have simple thoughts, and I'm going to explain my thoughts to y'all and my feelings and why this device is kind of like the standard for the Ultra Android device, specifically in the US market. So let's get into it. Okay, YouTube. So I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra for a couple months now, and I've determined that the Samsung Ultra series has been the standard for the Pro and Ultra Android type devices. Now, I say specifically Android because I'm at the point where I realize people actually pick their OS first and then they pick the device. So if a person wants Apple, if they want the Apple ecosystem, Apple operating system, iMessage, all those things, so they know what they're going for. And then they pick the iPhone that they want. It's not a big variety of iPhones, but they pick what if they want the Pro, if they want the regular, how many gigs, or if they want the Air, whatever. Now, people that like Android, they do have a bigger plethora of phones to pick from. And I mean, in the United States, there are phones, and those phones go all across the budget spectrum. But if you want the high-end phones, it's really not that many. In the US right now, the big two for Android is Google and Samsung. You know, OnePlus done put themselves out the game to a degree. And, you know, if you want to import, do all that, we just not talking about that today, but that is an option. Now, we got Google, Samsung. And I like Google for the aesthetics. I like it for the actual picture taking and the camera and the computational photography, things of that nature. But I'm just going to be honest with you. If a device can't perform as far as like video editing, gaming, and doing other stuff on a device that punches above its weight class, when you call it a Pro or Ultra, it's going to always be secondary to the device that could really perform in my eyes. And with the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, you getting a performance device thanks to that Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Now, that processor is a processor that holds it down, and Snapdragon has been providing really good processors for the last couple actual Samsung Galaxies. They always are pushing the limits of performance on smartphones, and these smartphones can do things that you normally wouldn't do on smartphones. And I think that's what really gets you the Ultra actual name tag partially. If you got a smartphone and it's a really good performance smartphone and you can do some stuff that you normally wouldn't do on a smartphone with that smartphone, now we deserve Pro or Ultra in the title. And S26 Ultra, guys, I mean, is a device. If all my devices disappeared, I still could single-handedly use my S26 Ultra to put out content on my YouTube channel. I feel like I could actually put it out on an okay to decent level and consistently being able to shoot and edit videos. Also, it could be a big entertainment actual piece for me also working as a gaming console, because in Dex mode I could definitely game on this device. This is a device that is a productivity device, but powerful enough to go up against, I'm not gonna say it's better than some of the certain gaming devices that have been put out, but on a cell phone you do got a top tier gaming device in the S26 Ultra compared to other cell phones. It might not be the best one, they're all phones specifically for gaming, but it's definitely up there, and you can utilize it at a high level for smartphone gaming. So that's just probably one of the biggest things and one of the biggest reasons that I like going, just utilizing my S26 Ultra. I'm an Android guy, and I like top tier performance because I might sit there want to edit a reel. I might want to. It's just I might randomly want to do some stuff on my cell phone, and I want the top tier performance. I've tried to randomly do things on smartphones that weren't as performance driven, and it gets a little frustrating. The better performance to me, the more useful the phone is, and also I feel like the phone is going to have better longevity. We can talk about the camera system. Now, when it to me, I feel like this device just has the functionality to do a lot of different things at a B plus level. I say you can give the functionality of the cameras, the video, everything that the S26 Ultra does as far as the camera is gonna. The lowest grade is gonna be a B. Certain things is an A. I feel like as far as Android and the video that you get is an A. It's hard for any other smartphone to compete with this actual S26 Ultra as far as being a video camera. It does take really good pictures. I feel like the processing is cool, but if you know how to video photo edit, you can actually get even better results. With this phone, you can take a good selfie, a decent selfie, a wide selfie. You got all the telephoto features. You got telephoto lenses, and you got a very good video camera that gets up to 8K footage. And you can just point and shoot and utilize that 200 megapixel sensor to really get some really high quality photos that you can also, if you know about anything about photo editing, you can put some touches on yourself. So the camera system is hard to compete with that. It's hard to compete with the overall functionality and the amount of things that you can do with the camera system. Then the phone's performance itself can take that at them actual photos and videos and do whatever you would like with them. Now moving on to a section that has something to do with performance, because it seems like as Snapdragon come out with processors, they get more efficient. Now somehow Samsung has been able to come out with S26 Ultras with 5,000 milliamp batteries, but with the software they actually get better battery life. So I understand the frustration of I'm not getting a 7,000 milliamp battery yet, but we got to be honest. It's an all day battery life. Once you get all day battery life with me, and I can get solid all day battery life, I'm not really worried about much more. I don't want to lose anything to get more than all day battery life. Once I got all day battery life, let's focus on something else. Like, don't remove my S Pen to give me day and a half battery life. The interface, that's what you always utilize, and that's what you always working with. And I feel like Samsung One UI, we at 9.0, I feel like it's really, really good. I feel like it's got a lot of features that a lot of other phones don't have. So we got the S Pen. I'm definitely a S Pen user. I like utilizing my S Pen. I like the ability to be able to pull out my S Pen at any moment and jot some things down. I really think that is dope. We got AI features. AI features are really cool, especially some of the translation features and also the transcribing features, taking my actual voice memos and turning them into notes, things of that nature. That comes in handy a lot. And also, guys, we got different features like edge features, customization features, themes, and it just keeps the phone interesting. And with all of that, like with all of that packed into the phone, the actual performance is flawless. The performance of the S26 Ultra to me has been flawless. It doesn't heat up. I don't have any thermal issues. The interface is smooth as ever. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. There's a couple other things we got to touch on. Now, we talk about displays, guys, and we talk about Samsung innovating. Last year on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung had just one of the best displays. Even though they had the 8-bit, 10-bit confusion, one of the best displays that have ever been put on a smartphone device with those with the anti-reflective coating. You had a actual display that looked great in any situation, and it just with that anti-reflective coating and that AMOLED display at any angle, it just looked gorgeous. So we talk about Samsung innovating. This year they come out with a display, built-in privacy display. Now, built-in privacy display is not a gimmick. There's certain situations where you just might not want your phone display seen, especially when you banking or just doing very important things on your smart device. And there were a few drawbacks. The display itself still looks really good, but it may not look as good or as bright as the display on the S25 Ultra because of the new technology. So that was Samsung innovating and taking a chance and definitely doing something that had never been done, but at the same time, kind of watering down their display a little bit, trying to add a new feature. And there was a lot of feedback as far as, oh, the display on the S26 Ultra is worse. So what do you want? Do you want actually Samsung to actually go forward and try to innovate and then work on it? Because I'm sure next year the privacy display will be even better. Y'all ask them to innovate, they try to innovate, and when it don't go perfectly 100% smooth, then there's this actual backlash of, oh, they shouldn't have did that, this is better. Let these people innovate. It's going to be some ups and downs throughout the ride, guys. But yeah, so I just had to say that, the display is gorgeous. It's got a gorgeous display on the S26 Ultra, groundbreaking privacy technology. But at the same time, y'all ask them to innovate. When they try to innovate, y'all start to hate. So that just throws me off a little bit, and I wanted to address that. Now, last but not least, let's just talk a little build. Now, I will say the S26 Ultra is not as premium as the S25 Ultra. A premium, as far as a premium look and just a premium looking phone and feeling phone, S25 Ultra all day, except for those black camera rings on the back. I like the camera rings on the S26 Ultra better. Leave them like aluminum looking, leave them metal type looking. Them big black bezels on the S25 Ultra look horrible. But I feel like S26 Ultra, it is a 6.9-inch display, very big phone, feels a lot easier to utilize in the hand. It is a little thinner, it's a little skinnier, and I feel like it definitely, even me, somebody with big hands, after a while, notice when I'm holding the huge phone in my hand, will get fatigued. This 40-year-old hand might have a little arthritis in it. And I'm telling you, the S26 Ultra just feels better in the hand for a prolonged use. But I give y'all that S25 Ultra does look astonishing, especially with that titanium frame. But overall, it's all about what you want, guys. So if you want one of the best, most feature packed Android devices out here with just a camera array that has really not been touched as far as competition in the United States with capabilities of doing different things. Yeah, you might want to try S26 Ultra. You're not going to utilize a S26 Ultra if you're not actually pushing the performance or trying different things like video editing and gaming on your device, or if you're not really into taking pictures or videos, then there's no need for you to have an Ultra. The Ultra does have an Ultra price tag, and I mean, with the way that the economy is going and the world is set up and the lack of natural resources, these prices may go up even more. So I advise anybody, if you're gonna buy anything, get use out of it. And if you're not gonna get use out of it, you might as well buy you something that's more, that's not as feature packed, because you could actually keep some bucks in your pocket. And today, that's the name of the game. A lot of times, I do like the device, but I have real reasons I like the device, and I can show you why I like the device and some of the things that I do with the device to get the use out of the device. But yeah, it's your boy BG Tech Life. If you like this review, go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.